This is a fascinating folktale of Japan about Takatori no Okina, an old bamboo cutter, and his mesmerizingly beautiful adopted daughter, Kaguya-hime. A tale of parenthood, beauty, and unfulfilled love. A legend of how Mount Fuji was created.
Before proceeding to the main story, here is an honest plea from a sick and ailing dreamer girl. Hi, I am Likla. I may be weak, but my dreams are stronger than ever. When I close my eyes, I enter a world of magic where heroes rise, where kindness wins, and where every story has a heartbeat. I love sharing these stories, bringing them to life with my words. But I need your help. A simple like, a small subscribe, and you become part of my dream. You give my voice wings to fly. My story's a home in your hearts. Will you help me? Will you let my fairy tales live on? Because every dream deserves a chance, even mine.
Please subscribe to my channel and like my video.
Now back to the story. Long, long ago in a small, serene village located in the rolling hills of Japan, there lived an old bamboo cutter named Takatori no Okina. He was a gentle and modest man who earned his living by cutting bamboo from the green forests around his village. Along with his compassionate wife, he lived a simple but happy life. Nevertheless, after all these years together as a couple, they had no child, and their hearts pined for the comfort of a child to add radiance to their lives. Takatori no Okina was one day in the midst of the woods cutting the bamboo as usual when he discovered something truly remarkable. In swinging his machete to chop down a stalk, he perceived a radiant gold glow coming from inside. Astounded but fascinated, he slowly unwrapped the bamboo, and there lay a small, luminous girl inside, no bigger than the palm of his hand. Her dainty features glowed with an ethereal light, and she was attired in clothes as beautiful as spun moonlight. Surprised by this miracle, Takatori no Okina carefully took up the little child in his hands and hugged her warmly. He realized immediately that she was not an ordinary child, but a heavenly gift to him from the gods. Delighted beyond measure, he rushed home to his wife, impatient to tell her of the glorious find. When his wife saw the little girl, she was also filled with joy. The couple cared for the child with great devotion and caution, naming her Kaguya-hime, which translates to Princess of Radiant Light. To their surprise, Kaguya-hime grew at an unnatural rate. In just a few days, she was as tall and looked as lovely as a beautiful young maiden, with an otherworldly beauty that no human had ever seen before. Her dark silken hair fell down her back. Her skin shone like the gentle glow of the moon, and her eyes had an unearthly depth. Every time Takatori no Okina came back to the forest after retrieving Kaguya-hime, he found gold and valuable treasures in the bamboo groves. With these treasures, he and his wife became rich, and they clothed Kaguya-hime in the best garments and gave her a beautiful house. But even with their new wealth, they did not change and continued to be humble and devoted to their beloved daughter. The news of Kaguya-hime's marvelous beauty traveled afar, reaching the ears of noblemen and princes far, far away. Many would propose to her in marriage, spellbound by rumors of her unrivaled beauty. Still, Kaguya-hime, who was so gentle and compassionate, was indifferent to marriage. She liked sitting around watching the night sky while full of introspection, pining for some object in heaven as it seemed. Although unwilling, 5 of the persistent suitors, each a great and influential noble, came to Takatori no Okina and begged for Kaguya-hime's hand in marriage. The old bamboo cutter, wanting to settle his daughter's future, encouraged her to marry. Kaguya-hime, however, did not want to marry any man and set a test for each of the suitors. She said she would marry the one who would be able to obtain an impossible treasure. The first suitor, Prince Ishitsukuri, had to fetch the mythic stone bowl utilized by the great Buddha from India. Prince Ishitsukuri embarked on a journey to the distant lands of India, seeking the mythic stone bowl of Buddha, believed to be hidden within the sacred confines of the stupa of Sanchi. As he approached the stupa, Ishitsukuri felt a profound sense of awe and determination, knowing the significance of the sacred relic he sought. Dismounting his horse, he made his way towards the ancient structure, each step resonating with the echoes of history. Inside the stupa, Ishitsukuri searched with bated breath, hoping to uncover the bowl that could win the heart of Kaguya-hime. The second suitor, Prince Kuramochi, was commanded to return with a jewel branch from Mount Hoai, the paradise of immortals. Prince Kuramochi embarked on a difficult journey to Mount Hoai, determined to retrieve the mythical jewel branch from the paradise of immortals. The path was treacherous, with jagged rocks and steep inclines testing his resolve and strength at every step. He paused to rest, taking in the breathtaking views of the untouched paradise that lay beneath him, a glimpse of the immortals' realm he sought. Undeterred by the challenges, Prince Kuramochi pressed on, driven by the hope of obtaining the legendary jewel branch. The third suitor, Minister Abe no Mimuraji, was commanded to obtain an impenetrable fireproof robe of the Fire Rat of China. Minister Abe no Mimuraji embarked on his perilous journey to the rugged mountains of China, seeking the legendary fireproof robe of the Fire Rat. As he ventured deeper into the mountains, Mimuraji encountered mythical beings guarding the robe, their eyes glowing with otherworldly light. Despite his fear, Mimuraji stood his ground, determined to fulfill his quest and win the heart of Kaguya-hime. The struggle was fierce, with Mimuraji dodging ethereal attacks as he fought to reach the fabled robe. But Minister Abe no Mimuraji could not withstand the powerful attacks of the mystical beings and had to return empty-handed without the indestructible fireproof robe. The fourth suitor, Grand Counselor Otomo no Miyuki, was told to acquire a shining jewel placed in the neck of a powerful dragon. Grand Counselor Otomo no Miyuki set out on his quest, determined to acquire the shining jewel embedded in the neck of a formidable dragon. As he ventured deeper into the dragon's lair, the air grew thick with the dragon's presence, a palpable tension filling the cavern. Suddenly, the dragon emerged from the shadows, its scales shimmering like molten metal, and its eyes glowing with an ancient, malevolent light. Despite the overwhelming fear, Otomo stood his ground, brandishing his weapon with determination to retrieve the jewel. The dragon roared, its breath a scorching inferno that singed the very air, forcing Otomo to retreat. Overwhelmed by the dragon's sheer power, Otomo realized the futility of his quest and retreated, leaving the jewel unclaimed. The fifth suitor, Lord Isanakami, was instructed to return with a magical shell concealed in a swallow's nest. Lord Isanakami faced a daunting task, for the magical shell lay hidden within a swallow's nest at the peak of a tree as tall as a mountain. With determination in his heart, Isanakami began his ascent, each step a testament to his resolve. But as he climbed higher, the air grew colder, and the tree seemed to stretch endlessly into the sky. He finally reached the top, only to be greeted by a guardian, an enormous snake, its scales shimmering with a venomous sheen. Lord Isanakami knew the challenge that lay before him, for the snake was as fierce as it was beautiful. With all his courage summoned, he carefully approached, ready to face the guardian for the magical shell. Despite his best efforts, the snake's presence proved too formidable, forcing Isanakami to retreat, unable to claim the magical shell. The suitors failed one by one. Prince Ishitsukuri tried to trick Kaguya-hime by showing her an ordinary bowl, which she immediately knew was a counterfeit. Prince Kuramochi ordered a craftsman to make a jeweled branch, but when Kaguya-hime discovered the trickery, she spurned him flat. Minister Abe no Mimuraji presented a robe, but when subjected to fire, it caught fire at once. Grand Counselor Otomo no Miyuki said he had sailed to find the jewel of the dragon, but he never finished his journey and came back with nothing. Finally, Lord Isanakami, following many years of search, came back empty-handed and despairing. And so Kaguya-hime never got married, her heart untarnished by these terrestrial suitors. When word of the beauty and intelligence of Kaguya-hime spread, it came to the attention of Emperor Tenno, who ruled Japan. Interested, he had his messengers call for her to be brought to the palace. When she refused, saying that she was not destined to reside in the imperial court, the emperor himself went to her. He was immediately struck by her beauty and asked for her hand in marriage. She politely refused, saying that she didn't belong to this world. The emperor, distraught but faithful to her wishes, was appeased by her choice. Yet he could not forget her and wrote letters and gifts hoping to melt her heart. Although grateful for his magnanimity, Kaguya-hime kept her distance, as if she were encumbered with a destiny beyond human comprehension. As the years passed, Kaguya-hime grew increasingly melancholic. On moonlit nights, she would gaze at the sky with sorrow in her eyes. Her parents noticed her sadness and begged her to share her troubles. Lastly, with much hesitation, Kaguya-hime spoke the truth. She was not of this world. She was a heavenly creature from the Moon Kingdom, brought to Earth as a punishment. Her stay in the mortal realm was over, and soon emissaries from the moon would come to claim her. Her terrestrial parents cried desperately, not able to accept losing their precious daughter. The emperor heard the news and ordered his guards to safeguard her, resolving to keep her in Japan. On the doomed evening, an army of light beings descended upon the earth, wearing robes of iridescent silver. They carried a heavenly robe designed to destroy Kaguya-hime's terrestrial memories. The guards of the emperor attempted to hold out, but they were no match for the god's messengers. As Kaguya-hime said goodbye to her parents and the emperor, she cried out of love and obligation. As Kaguya-hime ascended to the Moon Kingdom, she stood in a glowing chariot, surrounded by celestial beings whose robes shimmered with the colors of the dawn. The bamboo cutter and his wife watched with tearful eyes, their hearts filled with love and longing as Kaguya-hime departed from their world. With a gentle sigh, the chariot rose into the starry sky, a trail of sparkling light marking her path back to the celestial realm. And so, Kaguya-hime returned to the Moon Kingdom, leaving behind a trail of light and love that would forever linger in the hearts of those she touched. In leaving, she left a letter as well as a vial of the elixir of immortality behind for the emperor. But he, too sorrow-stricken to live without her, would not drink it. Instead, he commanded the elixir to be consumed by flames on the highest mountain in the kingdom, sending its smoke into the heavens as a final gesture of love. It is said that the mountain was later given the name Mount Fuji, and the smoke from the summit was once thought to be the remaining embers of the emperor's eternal passion for Princess Kaguya. And so came to an end the story of the bamboo cutter's daughter, a tale of transitory loveliness, love, and the pangs of separation. Although Kaguya-hime returned to the moon, her name stayed behind in the hearts of those she left, a living reminder of the transitory quality of life and love.
Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed the story of Kaguya-hime as much as I did. If you want to see more amazing stories, please support my channel by hitting the subscribe button and giving this video a thumbs up. Your support means the world to me and helps me bring more captivating stories to you all. Thank you so much for your support, and I'll see you in the next story.